Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
A short amount of time after you told the farmers that they could basically break into this warehouse and take back some of the goods that they farmed for this person,
It's only fair.
I suppose, yes, a contingent from the Reforged Legion arrived. They sort of moved into the camp, and Silverfish and Mercy set about discussing what should be done with the remaining goods. Now, Silverfish was left in a rather precarious position because the merchants control a significant number of the warehouses. The warehouses have food in them, the merchants have formed an alliance, and one of these warehouses going down will spook the rest, especially if their chief diplomat had decided to open it to people from the public without charging them a hideous resale value. This discussion has gone on for a little bit of time, Mercy and Silverfish both growing increasingly tired. You can tell from watching them, they are used to performing this dance. Apparently the situation in Tannhauser has become rather protracted due to the merchants holding on to their, well, holdings. Silverfish folds their hands and takes a step back. I'd like to thank you for your timely intervention earlier. Communicating with, those farmers was useful. Normally this does come to a certain degree of violence, but we here, they motion around, we are all desperate during these times. And, at the same time, I don't believe any of us are particularly, none of us want to turn to violence. This is why this...
I certainly hope so.
Yep,
yes.
only if you say to.
I suppose.
And I noticed the situation that I thought could very easily boil over into violence. I'm glad that we were able to forego that.
Yes, well, if I'm coming down to it, they rub the bridge of their nose. The people of this land, calling them bandits isn't exactly fair, but it is what they have been loosely labeled by the merchantry. They, as you can see, they are entitled in a large degree to their feelings on this matter. Similarly, they motion over their shoulder. The Reforged Legion has been protecting us on the front, and they are very much entitled to wish for supply. The merchantry, on the other hand, motions to the warehouse, has decided to shutter their doors. I do not 100% believe that they are entitled to their goods, especially during a time of crisis. I believe those should belong to the people as a whole. But, as you can see, they motion around. There are a lot of people right now.
Yeah. No, it's a right clusterfuck of a situation that you have going here.
Yes.
Sure is. Marcus, go ahead and pick one.
No, we're not picking one.
Pick one,
Come on.
pick one, come on, pick
We're
one.
not picking
No,
one.
just pick one. We can't help all of them. We'll be here forever.
No, we, guys,
So we gonna fight Marcus?
we are mediators, we are relatively neutral, and we are here to try and facilitate teamwork between all of these different factions, okay? They're all after the same thing, except maybe for the merchants who are a bunch of greedy shitbags. But,
When I look at this group, I think mediators.
I'm not neutral. I'm not neutral at all.
okay, that's neutral in the mediator sense. Gregor, it's okay. We're just trying to get everybody to play nice, okay?
Well, the factions, at least here, have some... How do I say this? They have some stake and some claim in not only the food here, but their status as factions. There is also a fourth faction already. You'd be the secret fifth faction, yes.
Okay, fine. Secret fifth faction of mediators, then.
Yes.
Who's the fourth faction?
The fourth faction is the unfortunate, the remnants of the military, police force, etc.
Ah, shit.
During this time, they decided instead of trying to support order within the country, they decided it would be far easier to form their own country up in the mountains with what supplies they had. So they have
Seriously?
left.
They just fuck off at the first sign of trouble and found a new country?
Tell me about it.
Is this like a warlord situation or what? Like, this is ridiculous.
To a certain degree, yes, but in the same regard, Mercy has stepped in. The Reforged Legion is made mostly from volunteers who were not part of the military to begin with. And they are retaining, how do I put this? What little remains of order, but as you can see, order is cheap around here.
So you're saying they need someone to whip them into shape.
Not necessarily.
Well, but what you're saying is it probably couldn't hurt to have some formal training in the arts of combat and,
Smack them into shape, then.
Formal training is so overrated.
Excuse me?
Gregor is the most physically fit person that I have ever met. If anybody can help, like, condition these troops who...
You'd be shocked he's even more physically fit than last time you saw him.
Yeah. No, he never stops developing his musculature. It's amazing.
I'm sure your muscles are fantastic.
And my bones.
Sure. When we do, they look away, like feeling another headache coming on. But what we need right now isn't necessarily power. We need direction and diplomacy.
There's always a place for power if you find it.
Gregor, that's a pretty prescient sort of... Yeah, no, that's pretty wise. Like, sometimes you need the threat of power to effectively be able to effectively wield diplomacy.
Yeah, you run faster if there's a glaive chasing you.
Exactly.
You see Mercy, like, looking Gregor up and down at one point, actually takes his arm and, like, almost like a tailor's, like, getting measurements for a suit. Rather lean, but I definitely see the muscle potential there. Quite nice.
Cannot have his skin.
Thank you.
Why on earth would I ever want that?
Oh, I don't know. I assumed you were measuring him to make, like, a suit jacket or something?
Is that a Tannhauser thing? Is that something I have to look out for?
No. That's just, I don't know why my mind went there. Let's forget I said anything, please.
That would be wonderful, because...
A skin suit would be wonderful?
No. Heavens, what is with you people? No, if anything, I am examining to see if there is a suit of armor that I could provide to him, though, based on his structure and his choice of weaponry, I'd wager he's more agile than most, so that might be a bad idea.
Oh, extremely. Gregor, you don't really truck with armor for the most part, right?
No, because if you get bitten by a monster and you're wearing armor, it crushes into you and you get squished like you're inside an acorn.
There you go.
That's a very real possibility.
Now, wait, what if it's possible to get some, very light armoring that won't hamper your movement or, like, surround you like a tin can ready to be crunched by anything with big teeth?
I'm going to go inside. When you're done discussing armor and weapons, call me.
No,
and crunching.
No, okay, hey, no, stay here, man. Sorry. It's just, look, they are part of the factions, and their military strength is therefore relevant. What were you saying?
They unflick the fan really briefly. Of course military power is relevant. Of course training regimes are relevant.
Thank you.
However, at least at the moment, what we should be looking into is not balancing exactly how hard we work, but how little we can work on the supplies we currently have. I'm going to suggest my normal plan that usually got me laughed at back at the Capitol, but we need to be lazier. They flick the fan shut again. Simply put, when we're talking about limited resources, an expenditure of calories is directly tied to how much effort you're putting into things. Right now...
That's a good point. Why not put half of the country on stasis? You'll be able to get way more mileage out of your food then.
Silverfish points the fan at Harlock. The phrase stasis frankly frightens me, but that's an interesting consideration. If we could work more efficiently and have more people on rest, we would consume fewer crates of food and fewer supplies at the same time. It's not necessarily about trying harder, because trying harder right now is a death sentence.
Of course, that's actually a great point. Do we have a comprehensive, cargo manifest of all of the various warehouses that we may or may not have access to? I figure that we might want to start getting some people just analyzing what supplies we have to work with and maybe crunching some numbers to see, what the most effective way of rationing that and splitting it up between people who have to continue doing whatever professions or jobs.
Now that is my business, and I guess I could provide you with that. Leans in.
Please.
Maybe, looks back over at Mercy. Maybe not around, thinking, processing in their heads.
All right, and we need to make sure that everybody is able to survive through this, or that as many people as we can provide for can survive through this.
I'm glad you haven't lost your optimism.
All I have left, Harlock.
You see, Mercy has actually taken Harlock's arm. This is fascinating.
Huh?
Oh, thank you. I made it myself just recently, actually.
Really? I would, if you don't mind, I would love to pick your brain about this, because this design is exquisite.
Can't have Harlock's brain either. Wait,
I'm
no,
not
sorry.
taking it!
Sorry.
What is your problem? Leave me alone. Let a girl enjoy
Oh,
this.
yeah, it's almost a perfect design. You just need to lop off a couple of arms and I can give you a full supply.
Heavens, I haven't any interest in that, though, Well, I'll think on that.
Are you not embarrassed about it anymore, Harlock? You don't have to make people sleep while you tune it up?
No, of course I still need to. It just, it takes, now's not the time.
It's embarrassing when it unfolds, when it comes off. It's embarrassing during maintenance. Having it on, it's very cool, though. Ian pats you on the shoulder.
Oh, thank you.
I can't even fathom embarrassment with such a design, and clearly must have been lost doing something important.
Yes, important.
Very important. Extremely important. Best not to pry into it.
Of course, it'd be rude.
We could tell you the story.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess
we
everybody was
could,
there,
but
weren't
it
we?
would just take so much time.
Yes, and time is something that we're rather short on. Silverfish turns around and goes to open the door, and start to hear a low hum travel through the ground. Oh boy.
What
Let
is
me
that?
guess. Silverfish turns around, looks at Mercedes. The fact that you're here means you're very clearly not on the front.
The front?
Yes, that is true.
What does that mean? What's happening at the front?
This is now the front, Marcus. Silverfish pats you on the back.
Oh,
Yes,
good.
when I said that the Reforged Legion was holding down the front, I didn't mean from us, or from the bandits, or more accurately, the farmers. I meant they were holding the front from something else. They unflick their fan again as you hear a disturbance over the tree line. Something big and fucking heavy traveling in your direction. You hear,
I ready a spell.
You hear the beating of wings as something descends, and briefly you hear the shriek of someone that's very, very rapidly cut off. Suddenly, from amidst the trees, you see a gleam of gold, and the sudden splatter of blood just dyes the entire cliff red as this tremendous creature flies out and drags this ASMR apart, sending her splattering across the ground.